Your eyes open to nothingness. Everywhere you turn, there is no light. Strangely, though, you can make out your own features despite the endless blackness. As you take in your surroundings, or rather, a lack thereof, you realize you're not alone. Each of you look to see two other people standing near you. This would be a good time to give character descriptions whenever you're ready.
Who should go first?
I can go first. So before you see a black dragonborn standing 6'4". His shoulders and build in general are a little bit narrower than what would be considered average for most dragonborn. The scales of midnight black, horn-like carapaces protruding from the top of his head, starting kind of just behind his eyes, following the ridge of his skull and coming to a stop just on either side of his head near the back of the skull. The muzzle is a bit more protruded and wider, more similar to the dragon ancestors than the kobold cousins. Down the length of each forearm, you see kind of streaks of white, almost as if there is lightning running in the veins underneath its skin. From the end of a left horn, you see a slight shimmer, a small glittering gemstone that is set into the image of a left-handed gauntlet, an eye pressed into the back of that gauntlet's palm, a symbol of Helm, the guardian of the god of protection. His figure wrapped in several layers of darkish brown cloth to protect against the elements of the world, though some of the cloth is more tattered and frayed, some parts of it's patchworked back together. Though, as he shifts very slightly, you hear a familiar clinking and soft grinding of metal armor. Along his shoulders lies a similar cloak to that which surrounds him, attached to his neck by a heavy metal pin which brandishes the same marking of Helm as the earring does.
All right.
Who's next?
Who next? I guess I can go next. So, standing at 6'10", you see what appears to be a metallic, almost soldier-like figure. And looking around, you see that he has this tarnished silver metallic plating with edges. The edges of these plates coated in a dark silver color. Notice that along his arms, you'll see like glowing green lines that seem to go from parts of his body move up to his head and then move back down, almost as though it is flowing. Notice the green, bright green eyes kind of piercing through this darkness. And insignia kind of engraved into the chest, lit up by this green light, of a dagger with a snake wrapped around it. On his right wrist, you see almost looks like what you would see from a dungeon's arrow trap, a little hole kind of protruding out of his arm. As he looks, his eyes go from green, and the veins go from green to black, as if trying to hide himself.
All right. So what you two see is a middle-aged half-elf. Looks pretty experienced. Not really wearing any sort of expensive clothing or armor or anything like that. He seems like a pretty ordinary half-elf with spiked hair. The only thing that you notice of him is that he's just standing there flipping a coin over and over again.
Yep.
What does the coin look like?
It's definitely not a coin of currency. It looks like it's a special token of some sort. It is a regular coin, but it doesn't have any sort of like
Value.
government seal or anything like that. It does have symbols on it. It's just it doesn't look like it's of importance to anybody but him.
Okay. Cool.
All right. So this would be a good time to ask, which of you, if any, actually know each other already?
Well, I think me and what was your character's name, Michael? Yes.
Inshu.
Inshu. I kept on trying to say Ishun, and I'm like, that's wrong. Hold up. Inshu. Okay. I think me and Inshu, remember correctly, we had met probably 3 months ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
During, I'd assume during one of your cleric excursions trying to cure disease while I was simply roaming around as per request of my creator, and seeing this magic that I'd never seen before. I kind of, whether to your dismay or not, followed you around.
Okay.
I don't
So
know
you
anyone.
two see each other. You're obviously, you're familiar with each other to a certain extent. The extent to which is up to you guys, obviously. And yeah, you see this middle-aged half-elf tossing a coin. I think it's safe to say that you've never seen him before.
Can I attempt to speak?
Sure, go ahead.
You said he's a half elf.
Yes.
Okay. Does he have? I guess before I speak, does this strange half elf have any defining features that I'd be able to tell is a half elf, like pointed ears?
Chris?
They're like semi-point. I mean, it's a
Semi-pointed,
pretty
okay.
generic half elf. He doesn't have any like physical features that really define him.
My character has never seen a half elf before, so I'm just kind of looking. I do not believe I know what this is.
Stop!
Eesh.
Stop! Where are you? Show yourself! You brought me here once! I just cry out into the void.
You cry out into the void. Your voice echoes into the nothingness.
I'm going to stealth. I'm going to hide.
Okay.
Hiding.
The half
you
elf
see-
prefers himself.
You get no response, unfortunately. This does feel, or it looks at least, very familiar, as if you've been here before, but unlike before, you don't get a response.
I just cry out again. Show yourself!
Who are you speaking to?
What the fuck? Oh, that was Michael?
Yes.
Prepare yourself, he's coming!
Also, I rolled a 24 for my stealth.
Who is coming? What do you mean?
I just don't even respond. I just
Have
get
you
ready
been
for
to this
some-
place before?
I'm readying my wrist rockets.
Oh.
My
Do you actually
going to
have
ready
those as
to
a
magic.
Warforged?
I'm writing. No, I shoot my magic missiles through that little rock, through the middle, my wrist rocket. So I cast my magic. Just preparing.
He is
Okay.
Samus.
Basically, I'm closer to a super battle druid,
Oh no.
but with a head.
Still no response.
Is my punishment finished?
Can I still see Ishun?
Inshu? Yes.
Ishu. Yes. God damn it. This is gonna be really bad. Alright. Keeping an eye on the half elf and Ishun. Inshu. God damn it. Holy fuck. Sorry. Keeping an eye on both of them.
Relieve me of this curse! Still
Would you
nothing?
care to elaborate at all? I'm still very confused. Where are we? What are we doing here? Why
I
the
don't-
three of us specifically?
I don't respond. Mainly because I've been waiting for this moment for so very long that, like, I'm not even focused on anybody else there rather than just me being there.
What was the last thing you said, Chris?
I said, relieve me of this curse.
All right. Your words, relieve me of this curse, kind of echo through the void. And this time, you actually do get a response. You hear an unfamiliar voice say, "This is not a curse. It is a summoning." Suddenly, there is an opening. The black nothingness folds in on itself in front of you. And as the opening grows wider, you hear a voice, the same voice, calmly say, "Enter."
I begin charging at the light or whatever with my dagger ready.
Okay.
Like I've seen Chris's character take off the head. I'm gonna kind of look to where Aerodras was.
Come on, Aerodras. Let us follow.
I'm gonna I'm gonna step towards the same white light.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna use my dash action to start. I'm gonna use my cunning action to use dash as bonus. Here we go. Right over there. Well, also, I'm saying that because I also want to at the same time pull out a copper wire,
Okay.
send a message to Inshu. You know what's going on? I'm kind of confused. Also, who is that? Man, there's so many questions I don't have answered. This really sucks.
I lack the same answers. I don't know where we are either, who our new companion is. Maybe, hopefully through this we will find answers.
I'm going to turn my eyes and my veins back to green, just so that
Okay.
they can know where I'm at, and keep going. Head towards the door.
You go towards the door.
Yeah.
All right. Have all three of you entered?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you enter, Chris, with your weapon drawn at the ready, you see a large chamber with spiraling pillars and a floor that perfectly mirrors the stars above. With each step you take, the floor illuminates, then fades, the small light only remaining if you stand in place. Up above, you see 13 elevated seats, each fitted with a small stairway. And out of the 13, only one of them is empty. The rest are filled with ominous entities, and you can sense somehow that they have their own unique powers. The one in the center rises up from his seat, and he says, "Welcome, people of Erulas. We have been expecting you."
What is this all about?
Ah, yes. Right to business. But first, allow us to introduce ourselves. We are the Council of Quadrant Alpha. And you are?
The name is Vex.
Vex. Yes. I know of you. You leave every decision you make up to chance. Or as some would call it, fate.
He kind of shudders.
Okay. And you, Dragonborn.
Inshu drills up. Cleric of Helm.
Ah, yes. I know of you as well. You seek to heal people, especially after a certain tragedy.
Kind of at the mention of like the tragedy, kind of like tenses up a little bit, but almost as quick as it came, he kind of relaxes.
Yeah. And last but certainly not least,
I want to stare at him. What does he look like?
that is a very good question. You can't really make out their features. They're kind of silhouetted, if that makes sense. You can see their outline and what they're shaped like roughly, but you can't make out any features.
Okay.
What you can tell is that this man or figure, he's very tall. He has kind of a long neck, longer than usual, and he has you can barely see it. Actually, make me a perception check.
I have expertise in that. 18.
Okay, as you look closer, you can see he actually has a very long mustache and beard, kind of stretching down his face.
Okay. Well, my creator Sylvis called me Aerodras. You're quite an interesting one. I think she'd love to research you.
I'm sure. But reaching us is rather difficult.
Why so?
Well, you see, we can summon others, but they cannot necessarily summon us.
Did you summon me those many moons ago? Was that you?
No, my friend. Though I know what you speak of, your heart is very troubled. Unfortunately, I cannot save you from the restlessness that you feel, but perhaps I can point you in the right direction.
I'm gonna kind of pipe up a little bit.
I suppose this might be a rather simple-minded question, but where are we exactly?
Ah, yes. An interesting question indeed. As I said before, we are the Council of Quadrant Alpha. This part of the universe is divided into quadrants, much like part of your world. We are in Quadrant Alpha, and we are its onlookers.
I guess, but for one notable exception.
And I motion my hand up to the empty seat.
Ah, yes. He is one of our members. He is a rather peculiar one. Perhaps you will meet him one day, but for the time being, he has business elsewhere.
So what is it you ask of us? Why bring us here?
Ah, of course. We summoned you here for a good reason. You see, there is a grave threat on the horizon. It has risen before, and it will rise again.
And as he says that, you see one of the figures next to him. She begins to say, "The source of the drain, the very reason why your world is so frail. His Excellency has selected you to help you subdue it."
Selected? Why me? I'm but a mundane cleric. Sure, our numbers may be few compared to previous times. I am by no means extraordinary.
Which is precisely why you have been selected for this mission. There is more to you than meets the eye, my friend. You have more potential than anyone knows, including yourself. Of course, we cannot force you to take on this mission, but I believe it is in your best interest. If you succeed, your world will be restored to its former beauty.
I flip a coin.
Oh boy.
All right, what do we need to do?
Have you heard the legend of the drain? The very reason your world is so frail.
I've heard about it once or twice, but I'm not really too concerned with it.
Well, the source of the threat still exists. He goes by many names. His true one has been lost to time. Some call him the Drainer of Worlds. Though he was defeated long ago, he has not been destroyed, merely contained, and the vessel keeping him trapped can only hold him for so much longer.
So we have to go reseal this vessel, whatever, and then that's it? Is that this entire thing?
Well, that is an option, of course, although it would not solve the issue. It would merely delay it, as it has been. He has been contained for over 400 years. But after that time, he is beginning to seep through the cracks.
I flip a coin again. I'll take my chances. How hard would it be to seal him twice?
You will learn in time. Of course, there are others who know of your mission, and when you return home, you will be pointed in the right direction. What about you, Inshu?
He kind of pipes up and says, I made a, you very clearly know, I made a promise to someone several years ago. And I think if the option to restore, but a piece of this world to such of its former beauty as what legends have told, I think it would be in my wish and nature to wish to do so.
The head speaker, who the other speaker referred to as His Excellency, he begins to perk up a little bit as if he's about to respond, but he kind of gets cut off by the other figure to the other side of him, and you hear a voice say, Excellency, I must protest. I do not believe these individuals are suited for such a task. The head speaker, he kind of gestures towards him and says, Peace, Maruba. Long have I meditated on this, and I am certain that these people are capable of more than you know. Or for that matter, more than they know.
Then the female figure turns over to the figure standing on the other side of the head speaker. Indeed, Excellency. Do not humor him, Maruba. There is a reason he speaks for all of us.
The other one, you kind of hear a growl in his voice, and he starts to say, Do not patronize me again! But then the head speaker, he stands up this time and he says, Enough! Both of you. We are a council. We should be above this petty bickering. My conscience is clear. I am confident that they will find a way. The other one, who at this point you know as Maruba, he says, Forgive me, Excellency. So at this point, after everyone starts to settle down and the obvious tension that you felt there for a second begins to alleviate, the head speaker looks to you again, And he says, "You will need a way to be identified by those who will guide you on the rest of your journey. I will give you a hidden mark. It is not permanent, but it will reveal itself when the time is right." So at this point, you see him kind of extend his index finger, and as he does, a small glowing light kind of appears, and he points to each of you individually. And you kind of feel kind of a slight vibration, nothing that would hurt or be uncomfortable, but it is noticeable. But as quickly as you feel it, it passes, and you're basically just standing there again.
Another mark to add to my collection.
I do not think I was programmed to know what this magic is, or what all that was said was. The drain? Never heard of it. It might have always been like this. Reese was looking back in my databanks, and I do not see any of this.
This might have been before your time, Jacob.
I am 2 years old.
Okay, yeah, that's way before your time.
I was made and sent off on this journey after 6 months of being born. Was my Warforged.
Oh.
I know
Okay.
nothing of the world except for what I've come across so far in my 1.5 years of travel.
All right. So after he gives you his mark, the head speaker, he says, "Time is short. We appreciate you accepting our mission. And I believe that with time, you may prove that you can do great things. Now please, be on your way." And at this, he pretty much just takes his leave. And with that, the rest of the council stands, and in unison, they all say, "His Excellency has spoken. Return home and begin your journey." So with that, you see flashes of images before your eyes, different things, different landmarks. And the last thing you see is just this decrepit, decayed face with flaming eyes just staring into your soul. Inshu, after you see these flashing images go by and the decrepit face staring into your soul, after everything goes black, you begin to stir. The bumps in the ride jolting you from your half stupor. As your hazy vision begins to clear, you see the guard that was attending you. He smirks at you and says, "Ah, you're finally awake. About time."
Kind of like pushing myself up, kind of with my hands rubbing the sleep from my eyes. Kind of like stretching my back out a little bit.
Okay. As you stretch, you hear the jingle of chains. Your wrists and ankles are bound, and you have a very large, rather clunky, metallic collar around your neck. You are very clearly a prisoner.
Now what by helm is this?
Don't play dumb. You know exactly why you're here.
Humor me.
So he kind of smirks at you, and he kind of just goes, "Pfft." And I should mention that this guard is an avian humanoid with wings and 4 eyes and a hooked beak. This is what's known to Erulas as a kukru.
Okay.
Eventually, the rest of you, Chris and Jacob, you begin to stir. You kind of start to get awake around the same time because, we'll say you get up at the same time because you tied. But yeah, you're in the same situation pretty much. You have none of your original equipment at this time, other than basically your underclothes or common set of clothing.
I can't be put to sleep.
Oh, well,
I could be put into a motionless state, but I can still see and hear as normal.
okay. So we'll just say that you were you weren't asleep, but you were put into sleep mode, because
Okay.
Warforged.
Wars for war. Except not this time.
Aerodras sitting next to your companion Inshu, and you see Vex sitting across from you, and you see a few other prisoners. They're kind of all just in the same state, really. They're just chained up with those strange collars around their neck.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do I still have my earring?
Earring? Roll me a D100.
I didn't prepare for D100. 1 moment, please.
They have taken my thieves' tool. It's very upsetting.
86.
Okay, you barely succeeded. I rolled an 84. Yes, you still have it.
Whew, okay.
I'm going to cast Mage Hand, but make it invisible.
Alright, you attempt to cast Mage Hand. You see... Well, only you would see this. You see as the Mage Hand kind of forms, but then all of a sudden, it dissipates. As if you failed to cast the spell.
Interesting. Alright. I can't bring my hand. Can I bring my hand up to my mouth?
Yeah.
So I do have a very important question.
Yeah.
Message requires that I have a short piece of copper wire. I have a Warforged. Which means that I have
Okay.
copper in myself.
Okay.
If I try to cast message, since it doesn't consume it, would I be able to?
Make me an intelligence check.
I wasn't built for intelligence. This isn't fair.
I know.
13.
13? You're not entirely sure, but, you kind of get the feeling that since you failed to cast Mage Hand, attempting another spell might not be successful as well.
Okay. Just going to, I'm gonna go, just noticing that I'm going to go back into my, sleep mode.
Okay.
Just, never mind.
So despite the bumps in your ride, you successfully power down. And I should mention that if I didn't say this already, you're in sort of a vehicle. Some of you are familiar with this world, at least 2 of you are. So you can guess that you are in what's known as a BTT.
I don't know what any of those.
Big truck.
Big truck thing. I am asleep, so you boys can do what you want. Just wake me up when we get there.
Is there any type of like windows, or is it just kind of a
Kind of
musty room?
it's kind of an enclosed cabin.
Okay.
As I get up, I just kind of stretch and just say, I shouldn't really fall for those things again. And then I look around and see the scenario. And so Jacob went back to sleep, correct? Or Aerodras?
Aerodras is. I can still hear and see you. I'm just in
Alright.
sleep mode.
I don't know if I probably have knowledge of that, but and Inshu's in the same place as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at him and say, "Did you experience that as well?"
Yes. Aerodras was there as well.
And we haven't met before, correct?
If we have, it would have been in passing on the street. Your face sparks no bells in my mind.
Perhaps in another life then. Anyways, the name's Vex.
Inshu, a pleasure.
So what kind of trouble did we get into this time?
I am unaware. They wouldn't humor me with that info.
Michael, roll a history check with advantage.
Oof.
Oof.
Possible oof. That's an 11 there, boy.
Wonderful, you succeed.
Fantastic.
So it's kind of a haze at first, but you can remember vaguely that on your travels you were ambushed by these bandits who are wrapped up in these cloths, and in retaliation you and your friend fought back by using magic, and you soon found out that you were not being attacked by mere bandits, but rather the Kukru warriors. And you are currently in Imperium territory. And from what you could tell, they patrol their territory and set up pseudo ambushes. And if their targets retaliate with magic, they overwhelm them and place them under arrest. You can remember that one of them muttered that even affiliation with non-authorized magic users is not tolerated.
Well, trying to come back. I'm unsure about yourself, but Aerodras and I, at the very least, were walked into a bit of an ambush. Used magic to help protect us, to fight back. Apparently that was the wrong move. Here in Imperial territory, magic is apparently heavily restricted. I guess we weren't paying attention to where we...
The guard attending you kind of goes, "Huh."
Kind of giving a look in my eyes like, see?
Yeah.
Hey, Coulson.
Yes.
Do I have my coin?
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna say no.
After realizing that, I'm just gonna basically go into I'm gonna go into Jacob sleep mode and just basically freeze up.
Okay. All right, you do that. The ride continues for a couple of hours. Somewhat bumpy in such a big vehicle.
Keeps a lot of the prisoners from actually going to sleep. A few hours pass, and eventually you kind of feel the BTT slow down as it seems to be nearing its destination.
You hear the hiss of the air brakes as they get to the stop, and you see the driver, who is also a Kukru, begin to roll down his window.
All right, new shipment is here.
Chain code.
Romulus, we've been over this. You know of me, but do we really need to do this right now?
Chain code.
You know, if we just really decide to go with this, it's going to take a few extra minutes because it fell underneath the seat along the ride here.
Then you better find it.
Right. You kind of hear some shuffling as the driver kind of leans down and starts trying to search for the code underneath his seat.
I'm going to turn back on. I'm going to once again attempt to cast Mage Hand, but invisible, so no one would be able to see it.
Same result. The hand appears, only you can see, and as soon as it comes, it dissipates.
Worth a shot.
All right. So eventually the driver finds what he's looking for. He hands it outside the window. Code checks out, and he hands it back to the driver. And you hear him yell over his shoulder, "Open the gate! We got a new shipment!" So you hear as the gate begins to open. And as it does, the guard attending you, for those that are awake, you hear him say, "We're here. Welcome to remediation." You hear the gates behind you closing. You pass 2 towers. You go a ways. You pass 2 more towers, and you come to a 4-way intersection. The BTT takes a right, passes another set of towers, and you enter this courtyard-like place with several other quite a few other BTTs, multiple other prisoners, kind of all lined up and chained, kind of like, well, exactly like you are. They have the collars, they have the wrist restraints, the ankle restraints, and you see them standing in several lines as they're lined up to get, well, checked in to the place pretty much. And as this happens, the BTT you're in, number 32, comes to a stop, and the guard attending you says, "All right, everybody out. Time to get registered."
Is Vex still paralyzed?
I don't
That's
get
a
up.
You don't get up?
I don't get up.
Okay.
I'm looking around, I'll stand up. Oh, look. Hey, Inshu. There's that one. I think you were talking to him earlier. Hello?
Vex, come on.
Did you see that coin that I had earlier?
Yes.
I need you to get it for me.
You say that like I know where it is.
I need it.
Hey, I said get up.
Vex doesn't get up.
At this point, I kind of step past him and hop down.
Are we going to have a problem?
It appears so.
Chris, do you want to make me a dexterity saving throw?
That's a nat 1.
Oh no.
So I
Um,
guess 4 in total.
All right, so you're basically in shock. Like, you've lost your coin. You don't lose your coin, and yet somehow it's gone. You don't even see this coming. You don't even register what's happening as he pulls out this long prod-like object, and he just prods you in the midsection. You kind of feel this painful just shock all over your body, and you kind of fall to the floor shuddering. Oh, that's not too bad. You take 2 lightning damage. Since you critically failed, I'm gonna say you're stunned for now.
Okay.
He kind of grabs you by the back of the neck and starts dragging you outside. It didn't have to be like this. Anyone else want to try it the hard way? No? I didn't think so. If you want, you can make me a Constitution saving throw.
9.
9?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're still kind of feeling the shock. Still hurts pretty bad. Kind of hard to move. So, and not to mention the mental scarring of losing your prized possession. So you're awake, you're alert, but you're kind of in this stupor, if that makes sense.
Strange feeling that's not going to go well in the future.
So eventually you get placed in a line. Chris, make me another con saving throw.
Oh my... 7? I hope you
Okay,
realize
that's
I have a
worse than last
I have a
time.
+5 mod to my con.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, I mean, you're still
We're
kind of twitching on the ground.
switching
Just
dice.
the pain and the utter thought of losing your coin it's almost too much for you. You're still kind of stunned. It's at this point that the guard attending you, he kind of just face palms and goes, "All right, maybe I prodded him a little too hard. Bring a stretcher." Good grief. You see as two other Kukru bring up a stretcher. They place you onto it. And normally you would stand in line, but they're standing in line for you as you lay there just kind of stunned.
Okay.
Question.
Yes.
Would we have seen where they put our stuff?
Uh,
Like, when taking it? When we got ambushed and arrested?
I'm going to say no. Because they probably incapacitated you and then took all of your stuff. So, if it's here, you don't know where it is.
Darn. It
I
was
know.
worth a try. Right.
So some time passes. Chris, make me 2 more con saving throws.
2 more? All
Yep.
right.
It's a long line.
10. Oh my god, another nat 1. Oh my god.
I am
He's
so
an utter shot.
sorry. I am so sorry.
So yeah, that was a nat 5 and a nat 1.
Colton, what have you done to Chris's luck?
I don't know.
I'm picking another die.
What have you done to Chris's luck, Colson?
It's weird.
Sounds like you in my
Maybe-
campaign.
Maybe when I'm a player, I have bad luck, but when I'm DMing, I give my players bad luck.
Can I attempt to like get him out of this stupor?
I mean, sure.
I don't know, like kind of shake him awake or something.
Like the help action, maybe?
Yeah.
All right, Chris, I'll give you one more shot. Roll with advantage.
Got this.
20.
20?
Yes.
All right, so you're still in a bit of shock, but if you begin to feel your strength returning, you begin to get your bearings. If you want to stir, you can. Or if you want to just continue laying there, that's also an option.
Aerodras, I need your help.
And what is it, Vex? We are currently in a line.
I
not
need
know
that
to where.
coin.
Coin?
Yes.
Coin. The one that you had in that place, yes?
Yes. I need that coin.
Do you know what these races are called? I do not know what they are, and I do not know how to refer to them.
Chris, you have heard about them. They are known as Kukru.
I believe that they're called the Kukru. Kukru? Kukru.
Kukru. K-U-K-R-U-R.
All right. I believe that they're called the Kukru. I can't pronounce it, dude.
Kukru. All right. I am looking around for that one that arrested us because I don't know who arrested him. I'm assuming. So
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of hard to make out who arrested you in particular. Are you talking about the guard attending you or the ones that actually attacked you?
The guard attending will work. I'm just trying to find the nearest one probably the one that was in the BTT. The one that
I rolled a 2 on percentile, so I'm gonna say he kind of went on his own way. He's probably got more pickups to attend to. And even the BTT that you were on, number 32, it seems like it's beginning to take its leave.
This could be quite problematic. Let us see.
We have cat.
Sorry about the cat. He wants attention.
Hear that. Let's see. What can I do to get the attention? Wait, there's two Kukurs holding Chris right now, right?
On
holding
the
Vex.
stretcher.
Yes.
I believe that this man would be able to move if he gets his coin back. He seems to be unable to move without it. I do not know the condition, but ever since he figured out he lost it, he has been unwilling and unable to move.
The one in the front says, "Listen, fella, I don't know what you're talking about.
Me
All I
neither.
know is it's probably been confiscated. I can't tell you where it's at. We're guarding this. We guard registration. We don't really have much to do with pickups.
Also,
So
I am
I
6
can't
foot
tell
10. How tall are these guys?
They're actually quite tall and slender. Let me look at the specifics.
I want to know if I'm taller than them or not, because I am 6 foot 10.
On average, they're anywhere from 6'2" to 6'6".
Cool, I'm taller than them.
Yeah, yes, you are.
You can go. Well, I guess your arms are going to hurt then. Oh, dear God.
Did he just purr right into the mic?
That's
funny.
some
Oh, wow.
ASMR right there.
How about I hold this one, and one of you go get his coin, so that way we can not have to hold this person.
Jacob, roll persuasion with disadvantage.
Aww. Disadvantage. Probably fail, but... Oh, okay, so I rolled a nat 10 and nat 11, so 14. Oh, wait, persuasion? Yeah, okay, 14.
Yeah.
I looked at my perception, but they're both the same.
That was not my roll.
It would have been a 15. This is so sad.
So the result is a 15.
That was my second roll. that was my first roll.
Okay, what was your lowest roll?
A 14. I missed by 1.
Okay. Wonderful. You succeed.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
The one in front looks to the one in the back, and he says, "I don't know, Lou. This isn't really our place, you know. What do you think?"
I don't know. My personal opinion, if it makes it easier on us, so this man can walk on his own, then I guess. Well, I don't want this here prisoner helping us hold him, so he'll just lay on the ground until you get back. How about that?
I do not believe I understand, but if you are going to get his coin so he won't be paralyzed, I guess that is fine.
Look, big fella, it's kind of against the rules, but do you want to hold him? Here, take him.
I just kind of reach over his shoulders and grab the thing.
Okay. So are you like at this point kind of just cradling him in your arms?
Oh, I mean, I could trade if I'm just holding him. Yeah, sure. I have Vex in my arms. I do not know if this is what you requested, but it is what is happening now.
Until the time I get my coin back, you will make every decision for me. Wait, did I say my every decision for me?
I think that's what it said.
All right,
Yep.
cool.
That sounds like what I used to do for my master. This is very weird. I do not understand. I'm gonna just face back into line while holding Vex.
Okay. And like I said before, and you can kind of see it on the map, there's multiple lines. You're in the one. Fortunately, you're in the one closest to the check-in station.
Okay.
And eventually, after the people in front of you gets checked in, you are is Inshu in front of
I think it would be
Aerodras?
Inshu, me, then Vex, right?
Yeah.
That's
All right.
Correct.
Inshu, you are next in line, my friend.
All right.
You begin to walk up in line. You see as you get closer to the kiosk, you see a record keeper inside the kiosk. It is also a crew cur with brown feathers and a kind of red accent to them. As he looks up from his book after writing down something, he looks you in the eye and simply asks, "Name?"
Inshu Drilza.
As he hears you write down the name, he kind of looks down, writing down the name in a ledger that seems to be in front of him. His top set of eyes darting up back at you every once in a while to make sure you're still there. And after he gets done writing it down and double checking that he spelled it correctly, he looks back up and he goes, all right, step over there, as he points over to your right with a pen, and gets your number. That'll be your new destination here. Enjoy your stay.
I guess I step over and retrieve a number.
Okay. As you're doing that, who's next in line?
We're both next in line because I'm still carrying him.
Okay.
I'm just going to, I guess, step up and look, kind of peer down at him. With Vex still in my arms.
He kind of gives you a weird look, especially two of them, especially you carrying another one of your own. He brushes it off initially and just points at you specifically with a pen. Name?
My name is Aerodras.
All right. Aerodras. Then he points down at the one you're holding. Name for him.
His name is Vex.
All right. No last name, I assume?
I have no idea.
Well, I'll just leave it at that. Kind of unique name as it is. All right. Step over there and get your number. That'll be your name for your duration here. Enjoy your stay.
Thank you very much. Walking over to get the number.
Inshu, you receive the number 2563. You actually receive a jumpsuit, an orange jumpsuit. You know how prisons have jumpsuits. With that number 2563, and you can pretty much assume that you are expected to wear this throughout your stay here. And who's next? Aerodras?
I am holding Vex still. I'm waiting for them to come back and come back with that coin. Just
Okay.
over. I'll take a number.
Okay.
Best I can with Vex still in my arms.
They take your measurements and they come back with a jumpsuit with the number 2566.
Do you wish for this to go onto my skin?
Just wear it if you can, big fella.
I will try my best and try not to let it get soaked into my armor.
Vex receives the number 1215.
Oh,
Yeah.
The guard question.
Guard?
Yeah. I do not believe this will be able to put on this outfit. He is currently paralyzed. In order for him not to be paralyzed, he needs his coin. I do not know why, but it seems to be linked to him being able to do, well, anything. He has not moved and got zapped because he would not move as his coin was taken.
The guard simply says, "No commissary without authorization. Sorry, pal."
I guess I will continue holding him then.
Okay. The guards kind of just toss his jumpsuit kind of just over him. It almost makes like a very crude blanket.
He now has two jumpsuits over him. One that's for a 6'10" person, and one that's for. All right.
Let's see. So it's at this point that two guards come to you, and they tell you to stand to the side, and they say, "Wait here." Wait for the rest to finish. Then the warden will come and give his orientation. Might be a while.
I will wait.
Okay. So we'll say about 45 minutes pass. You see multiple different figures of many different races get checked in. There's a bit of... Here and there's a bit of resistance. And you can tell that the guy at registration, he can get a bit annoyed at times. But eventually it is subdued, because, it's a prison.
Yeah.
It's very unlikely that a full-scale riot is going to break out. And eventually, another BTT pulls up, and out steps yet another Kukru. He is clad in some quite pristine armor, a long sword at his side, and he's very big and robust for his kind. Most you've seen are very tall and slender. He's tall, but he's also very muscular. You can pretty much assume that this is the warden. He lines everybody up, and he stands up on a platform and pretty much gives an orientation of the prison. What to do, what not to do. Not a lot of what you can do. He tells you about how there's different job assignments, and the more cooperative you are, the more likely that you'll be released sooner, according to the remediation's policies. And you will be led to your designated cell block. That'll be your home for the duration of your time here. And with that, after a while, the meeting is dismissed, and 2 guards attend you 3.
Question.
Yes.
Did those 2 that were sent to go get the coin ever come back?
Um,
They're getting tired here, as tired as they can for robot arms.
They actually do come back. Matter of fact, they're the ones that are going to escort you to your building. And one of them, he pulls out a tag, and he says, "Building 11. Let's get you there."
Did you find that coin?
Oh, yeah, right. Well, we asked around about it, but no luck. Sorry, kid.
Okay, then. Vex, they did not find the coin.
I don't even respond.
Oh god, I believe it is getting worse. I think he may be dying at this point. Does he have a pulse? I'm gonna kind of lean over to Inshu.
Yes, he has a pulse. He is still alive.
That is great news. Let us go to our state residence then. After you, my friendly guards. If that is what you are, I do not quite know.
Yes, we're guards. Come on.
Oh, okay then.
So, you leave the registration area, and you pass a few different buildings. 2 of them look like almost lab-esque. They're labeled RD. Not really sure what that means. And you also pass behind those is an even bigger building. And do you want to describe what happens as they pass that?
So, as you end up passing, the gist of the few buildings labeled as RD, and you start to pass them and look behind you to see the big building. You just hear a few sounds going on inside the building before you just hear a straight up scream howling throughout the windows of the facility.
Very tortured. And one of the guards kind of looks at you and says, "Oh yeah, try to ignore that. Just do what you're told, and you won't have to go in there."
Question.
Yes.
What happens if you can't do what you're told because you are paralyzed?
Oh boy.
I am
not my
sorry, I am looking for well-being.
It's not my place to say. I'm just here to get you where you need to go.
That is terrible news.
So, you pass those buildings. You come to a four-way intersection, take a right, pass a building that is labeled pub, and eventually you get to a set of 3 buildings. Numbers 9, 10, and 11. Your building is 11. And you actually can see as you pass the buildings, or as you come up on them, they're not like they're not your average building. Let's see. I have a description of it somewhere. Oh, here it is. So they're buildings comprised of tall and strong supports, lifting the building off the ground. You see stairs. Actually, you don't see stairs, but you see as one of the guards goes up to the wall, and he kind of puts a key into a slot in the wall, and then he pulls a lever near the corner. And as he does, you see these stairs just extend out of the wall. And you can tell that they are retracted when prisoners are locked up for the night to keep them from escaping. And you need to use it because you need to get there and down from when you're working. But they do this as a security measure, obviously, and they don't need the stairs themselves because, well, they can fly.
Oh,
But since you can't fly, they are accessing them.
I will get a jetpack eventually.
Oh, no. So, one of the guards looks to Vex and says, "What's your number?" "Oh, you'd be on the first floor. You two would be on the second, but..."
I will stay with him. That is not a request.
Yeah. I was kind of thinking the same thing. We wouldn't want him to get taken advantage of, but you seem like a... well, I don't want to say good, because you ended up here, but seem like a decent person. Maybe you can take care of him.
What do you mean by taking an advantage of? As if a surprise attack?
Yeah, it's a prison, buddy.
Leave it as you will.
Never been to a prison.
Well, you're gonna find out soon what it's like.
All right.
Dang it. Keep getting kicked. There we go. So they lead you up the stairs. What would be the first floor? Normally Vex would go there because that's the number he rolled. Or the number he received, excuse me. But he takes you to the second floor of building 11. And eventually you are all placed inside a cell block. And your chains are removed. However, actually you're shut up inside the cell and locked in. And the guard says, "All right, I'll take him off. Just reach through the bars."
Do we have a cell number?
Yes, you do. It is cell 2. Where's the D6?
I think he had a D6.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. 21.
On what floor again?
Second.
Yep.
So I'll try and reach my arms through. Also try and kind of maneuver Vex's arms through.
Okay.
If Vex is not Vex, are you gonna put your arm through by yourself?
Only if you make that decision for me.
Vex, put your arm through the cell.
I just do it. Just stick my arms through.
Whoa. That actually worked. He can move.
Like I said, only if you make every single one of my decisions.
So that is what you mean. Vex, stand on the floor.
I get up and stand on the floor.
Do you reach your arms and feet so they can be unshackled?
Yes.
Okay. They remove the shackles on your arms and legs, however, the collar remains. And the guy says, "Sorry, fellas. Just gonna have to get used to them. They stay on until you leave. Warden's orders."
I do have a question.
Yes, what is it?
What are you going? Are we just doing hard time? What is this remediation I've been?
I don't exactly make up the rules. If you cooperate, maybe you'll get out in 3 months. 2 if you're lucky.
3 months. That's about an eighth of the time I've been created. What is in the room?
It's more or less your standard cell. There are bunks. The top bunk, actually, yeah, the top bunk is held up by chains, and the bottom bunk is just sitting on the floor. There's actually 2 bottom bunks and 1 top one. You have a commode. There's also a small shower in there. No soap though, just a shower. Also, I'm gonna make a slight retcon.
Oh,
The cell that you're in is not 21; it is 25, which matches 2 out of 3 of yours for the first numbers of your number.
okay. All right.
So a couple hours pass. Not much happens. You see some new prisoners coming in. You see a couple of gnomes, and probably the one that stands out the most is a little mouse person. You kind of see as he's just kind of shuddering as he walks by, and he looks at a powered down Aerodras and he goes, "Ah, ah." And the guard says, go on, keep moving." And eventually, about another half hour passes, and then you hear, "Gate break!" So with that, the guards that brought you in, they come back, and they say, "Come on, get an hour gate break. That is if you want it."
What is gate?
Oh, every once in a while you get a chance to go outside your cell and walk around the courtyard, mingle with others, so forth.
Sure, why not?
I'll stand up and put my hands through the bars and then my feet through the bars.
All right. So they shackle you, and he says, "You're in luck. After the 1 hour gate break, it's time for lunch. So at least you'll get some food before you have to be brought back here."
Ah, fantastic.
I cannot quite eat.
Oh, right. I forgot.
The other guard just kind of like perks up. Is like, well, looks like you get another hour gate break then, just in the cafeteria only.
Oh, all right. Vex, are you asleep?
No, I am not.
Come on, Vex, get down here. You need food as well.
I just slip down from my bunk and walk over, stick my arms and feet and whatever, and get shackled. I stick them through the bar and get shackled.
Okay.
I guess I'll do the same thing as well. Just following along.
Okay. So you're all shackled up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so they open the gate, and you're all led outside. Eventually you make your way around to the courtyard, and there are different places, like there's picnic-esque tables, and there's also a track to walk around. Most most people are just kind of walking around the track. You see some people stretch their arms as they get some fresh air. Well, as much as they can.
Are we unshackled once we go outside?
No, you are not.
Okay.
I guess when we get outside, I'm just gonna kind of look around, see if I see anything that I didn't happen to notice on our way in.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Oh boy, I got a +0 in my wisdom. Oh, my dice went all the way across my room. I'm gonna roll a different one, and it's gonna be a natural one. I can almost guarantee it. Motherfucker, this desk is giant. Why the hell do I? All right, not a natural one. That's a natural 4, 8.
Okay. You more or less see the buildings you passed before. You see cell blocks. You see the building labeled pub and mess hall. Until eventually you reach the courtyard. So you have not a lot of options. You can sit at a picnic table. You can walk around the track. You can kind of just stand around. It's up to you.
I think for right now, I'm just gonna like take some laps around the track, just kind of looking at the other prisoners there as well.
Okay.
I'm just gonna look at the other prisoners. I mean, I don't really have anything I can do here, so I'm just looking like, quite an interesting array of characters. Is there any races that I probably wouldn't have seen in my 2 years of life?
Make a perception with advantage.
With advantage. All right. Well, that's pretty trash. And that's I want to keep that one, but it collided, so that sucks. Okay, that's not bad. 19.
Okay. You see one of the ones that stands out is humanoid with dark red skin, long pointed tail. This is a very rare sight, especially for Erulas. So the odds of you seeing it are extremely close to nil. They have kind of a jet black hair, yellow eyes, and they have horns atop, but from what you can see, they've been filed down. You can assume that they probably had sharp points, but not anymore. And they're probably a lot shorter than they used to be. They're filed down to blunted tips, and you can tell that this individual is very disgruntled. Probably because of that.
I see. Well, that means I shouldn't go talk to him. But I don't know that, so I'm gonna go talk to him.
Okay.
Going to just walk up as casually as a 6'10" robot can and go, "Hello, what are you?
What do you mean, what am I?
What are you?"
What? Like race?
Yes. I have never seen someone like yourself before. I am quite new to this world, as you may know, or may not know.
Right. Well, in all your glory, I'm a tiefling.
I will register that in my database.
You seem to be a rare sight yourself, and what are you?
I am what Sylvester said was a Warforged. I do not quite know what those are, but it apparently is me.
Created, right?
Created? Sylvester created me.
Right. Well, I'm guessing you're a newcomer, right?
Yes, I am only 2 years old. I have only been created for 2 years.
Well, newcomer to this remediation place.
Oh, that. Yes.
You'll get used to it. As long as you don't have any sharp appendages on you.
Well, do not have any designed upon me. Silvus did not go that far.
It seems to be one of the lucky ones, as he starts pointing up towards his horns.
They are not supposed to look like that?
No. Supposed to be a lot sharper. Until one of the guards around here decided that I was too much of a danger with them around, so he sought to it to tell the others to get rid of the points. And here we are.
Oh. That is very fortunate. I do not understand that. I mean, I have held pointy things in my life, but they do not have to be used to hurt.
Well, gods don't see it that way. There's some of you that are more sensible than the others, but for the most part, they see a prisoner and they think they're going to get killed on sight as soon as they have a single lapse of attention.
I see. Well, I do not quite understand that feeling that they have, but it sure is one then, huh?
Yeah, especially whenever the not as sensible ones decide to make the first move first to make sure they keep you down. Hence the horns.
Oh, I see. I believe our guards are quite sensible, except they will not give my friend his coin, and he will not move without anyone telling him, without his coin. By anyone, I mean me. Or my other friend. He's over there, as I point towards the Dragonborn, as opposed to Inshu.
Right. Said something about a coin.
Yes, it's a special coin to him. I do not know what it means, but he needs it.
Sounds like a man who's too afraid to make his own choices. Well, I'm obviously no help, but if I see something, I mean, guess I can bring it up. No hopes, though.
Ah. Well, I do not know what hopes is, but I guess there are none. Either way, now that I have registered your race into my databanks, and you have been quite polite, so I appreciate that. I must return now to ensure that my friends are not injured. Goodbye.
With that, you take your leave. He simply nods and just proceeds to just walk along the track with the rest of the prisoners.
Is there a guard outside Colson?
Yeah.
I'm going to approach one.
Okay. You approach him, and he says, "Huh? What do you want?"
I have a bit of a question.
Well, I can try to come up with an answer.
When I was taken in, my equipment confiscated. That included my prayer book. Would it be possible for that to be returned?
I can't say, pal. It's not my place.
Well, whose place is it?
Yeah, you'd have to speak with the warden.
Well, is it possible to arrange a meeting?
You might be out of here by the time your slot is open. He has quite a few of appeals to attend to.
Is he the only one without authority? Can I not go to someone else?
Not really, pal. The warden makes most of the calls around here. Unless, by rare chance, someone from the royal family visits, but that's unlikely. After a bit of looking, you see a figure kind of in the corner of a corner of the courtyard. We'll say the top right, kind of kneeling in the corner with hands clasped in sort of a praying gesture.
Kind of having piqued my interest a little bit, I'm going to kind of approach.
Okay. You approach, and you see appears to be a human, fairly young. He turns around and says, "Oh, excuse me, I'm I'm in the middle of my daily prayers.
Oh, please, I did not mean to interrupt.
Can I help you?
I kind of motion to the earring, which very obviously shows the symbol of helm.
Oh, right. Um,
Who is it you follow?
well, I'm not sure I'd call it that. You see, she hasn't answered any prayers in some time, but my family still has faith in her, but I don't know.
Who do they follow?
He didn't say.
Oh,
Like I said, she hasn't answered prayers in some time, but
Who
I
is the
figured-
she? Who is the she you speak of?
well, she's known by different names, but the one I've heard is Elumaya. She's a goddess of light, beauty, stuff like that. Some say fertility. Some say that she blesses the families with well, good production, I guess you could say.
Well, has that luck been bestowed upon you?
No. My wife and I, we've tried for children, but he kind of just trails off and doesn't finish the sentence.
I kind of lifting one hand, putting it on his shoulder.
Say, well, do not lose your faith. Perhaps maybe it is just not the right time.
Well, if it's not the right time, it hasn't been the right time, and well, almost 400 years.
Whew!
Not for me necessarily, but like I said, she hasn't answered prayers in some time.
Well,
Some say she's dead. Others say she left. I don't know anymore.
prayers like it is the prayers that you give that give power. Or it is without your belief that they exist at all.
True. Very true.
So long as there is one believer, the essence still stands. Weakened, yes. It exists nonetheless. Maybe it is you and your family that keeps her living.
I hope you're right.
Here, resume. I'll pray with
Hey, okay.
And kind of. And how does he sit down?
Pretty much just on his knees and typical praying position. You know.
All right, I'm gonna kind of. I'm gonna kind of sit. Basically, kind of crisscross, hands just firmly in my lap.
Okay.
Closing my eyes. Kind of just sitting next to him. Both of us on I assume, our own silent prayers.
Okay. We'll say you pray for about 15 minutes. And after that, you kind of hear a whistle blow and say, Mess Hall!
What is your name?
Oh, Velen. My name's Velen.
Well, I hope to run into you again soon, and I reach out a large hand. Ow.
Okay. He shakes it and say, yeah, maybe we will.
So with that, I'm gonna kind of go back towards Vex and I forgot how to pronounce Jacob's name already.
Aerodras.
Aerodras. I beg towards Vex and Aerodras.
It's okay. I keep messing your name up too. I guess when you approach, I go, well, I guess this is mess hall time. Come on, Vex. I believe you and Inshu need to go eat. I wish I could taste. I cannot. I was not programmed to taste, only to feel some things. Oh, speaking of which, I'm gonna turn to Vex while we're walking to the mess hall. Say, speaking of which, Vex, I have found someone who may be able to get your coin, or maybe not.
Well, the sooner we can get it, the better, because obviously this isn't working out too well.
Yes, I apologize. I meant to return to you faster. Let's see. Let us see. Well, if I could use my mage hand, I'd be able to maybe get your coin faster, but unfortunately, I can't seem to be able to use it.
You and I both.
It is very strange. Let's see. Well, perhaps those two guards I talked to earlier may return your coin. Hopefully, they seem like fairly decent people.
So it's at this time that you are lined up again, and you are taken to the mess hall. Stand in line for a while, but eventually you receive your tray. And it's basically the quality of what you can expect in any prison. It's prison food. It'll keep you alive, but it's by no means a cuisine.
Still more nutritious than school lunches.
I'm following Vex and Inshu, but I'm denying the food because I can't eat.
All
Actually,
right.
no, I will grab the food. Never mind, I'm gonna grab the food.
All right, you grab the food.
I have the food.
You're taken to a row of tables. It's pretty much a standard cafeteria. There's rows of tables. You sit down, and in the same row that you're in, a little further down, you see the same mouse folk that you saw earlier, and these two guys just looming over him because obviously they're more than twice his size, and he's a little mouse. And he goes, "Please, I haven't had a full tray in weeks. Can I please just have my food?"
Mousefolk says that. One of the gnolls just says, "Yeah, you get no food, you damn pest."
Why not? What? I'm so hungry. This ain't fair, man.
Yeah, it ain't fair for all of us. With your damn kind running around here, you can just eat the crumbs off the floor until we're done with it.
So with that, he reluctantly hands over his tray, and he actually does see some crumbs on the floor. And he picks up a small handful and thinks about eating them, but instead he looks up with kind of a glare of resistance in his eyes, and he kind of just goes, "Eat this!" And he kind of throws the crumb dust in their eyes.
As it hits both of them, you just hear one of them, "Ah, you damn vermin! You asked for it now." As you both hear them start doing their hyena screeches.
Hi, Sam.
Oh boy, yikes!
So, being as this is a mouse, and they're hyenas, more or less, one of them picks him up and starts to open his mouth as if he's about to eat him. But before he does, almost out of nowhere, a strange-looking individual appears behind them. You see, as this very big reptilian creature with a big round shell appears behind them. He lightly taps the gnoll that's about to eat the mouse folk 3 times. You see the knoll kind of tense up, and he turns around slowly. The very obvious turtle leers down at them, kind of bends down and says, "Don't touch that mouse."
As he says this, you see the knoll that's holding the mouse folk goes, all right, Booker. We don't have to play dead here. Fine. Kind of drops the mouse folk, and then both of the gnolls just kind of back off.
So with that, the mouse folk looks up and he goes, "Oh, thanks, Big Shell. I thought I was toast there." And with that, he says, "Oh yeah, that's how we do." Say, listen, pretty thirsty. You got anything I could, guzzle down? It's been a long, hot day. And he goes, yeah, here, Big Shell, I don't need half of this. Here, take it. So with that, he says, "Oh yeah, this'll hit the spot. Watch this, little fella." And with that, he begins to chug relatively fast. In fact, he's pretty much done within 15 seconds. And he goes, "Oh yeah, that's good stuff. Why don't we sit down and enjoy our meal?"
I like this guy.
I am going to get up
Okay.
and approach both of them because they are species I have never seen before.
Okay.
And as soon as I see them, I'm like, "Excuse me, do not mean to bother you, but what are your races?"
I'm a mouse folk, and Big Shell here's a turtle. Yeah, turtle.
Very peculiar. Kind of looking at both, kind of getting in their aspects so I can save them, so I'll know what these creatures look like in the future.
Okay.
I'm gonna look over to the mouse. Do you not need to eat? Is that why they took your food?
Oh, I need to eat. They're just bullies.
Ah,
And as you could probably see, they'd eat me if they could.
That is... Well, I believe the term is fear. I am still trying to figure out what that emotion is. However, I am unable to eat myself, as I am, well, a robot, or a Warforged, as Sylvis has called me. So, if you would like my food, feel free.
With this, the turtle perks up and says, "My man, I gotta say, that is the nicest gesture we've had since we got here. Eat up, little fella. Don't know when you'll get another chance."
I believe there are a few open spots over by my companions if you would like to join.
Roll a persuasion with advantage.
Heck yeah. Here we go. Here's where I roll 2 numbers below 10. Oh, fuck. Let's see what that would have rolled. I'm upset. Also, it rolled off my desk.
Okay.
And it rolled a natural 20 off my desk. This is the
Um,
saddest natural 20 I've ever... Nope, it rolled off my desk.
Yeah, I know.
11.
11? Good enough. He said, the turtle says, "Oh, I know I'm lazy and I need to lose a few pounds. But what the heck? I'll get up and move. It's not that far away."
I'm going to go sit down at my table. And before they get to be like, "I have found others. They are apparently a mouse folk and a turtle. Very curious. I've never seen these before. There are a lot of things I still need to discover."
As they approach, the turtle says, "What's going, y'all?"
Have you seen a coin anywhere?
Any particular coin?
Yes, it is not a coin like any one that you've seen before.
The most I've seen is silver. You know, few people get lucky and have some commissary.
will I need that coin?
Well, I can't tell you where it is, but I'll be on the lookout. What's your names, by the way?
My name is Aerodras.
Inshu Trilza.
I don't give my name.
Vex. This is Vex. Without his coin, we have to make a decision for him.
Well, that's a shame. Like I said, I'll be on the lookout. Anyways, I'm known around some places as Deadlands Booker, but people here call me Big Shell. And he extends his arm, and as he does, you can just see flabs of fat, scaled skin just kind of dangling there. He's a chunky boy.
Oh, yeah. I'm just gonna look very confused.
Oh,
As confused as a Warforged can look, so I'm just looking at his hand.
it's well, I guess you don't know what this is. It's a handshake. You're supposed to grab it.
I grab it with full force.
Oh, not that hard, not that hard.
I
Ease up.
ease up.
Now, just move your arm up and down.
I move it up and down, slightly higher than a normal handshake.
We'll work on it. Anyways, that's called a handshake, my man. It's a sign of respect.
I have been taught sign language, not handshakes. There are very weird things you can do with your hands.
He kind of holds back a laugh, and he says, "You telling me?" The mouse, he's small enough that he can pretty much just stand on the table, and he says, "I'm Vado."
Vado?
Yeah.
V-A-D-O. Mouse. So I assume I would have got a drink as well with the food, right?
Yes.
As soon as I see him, I'm gonna push my food over to him. Food and
Okay.
drink. 'Cause I can't eat. I'm just sitting
Okay.
here.
So the mouse folk eats and drinks what he can, and he hands the rest to Big Shell.
Big shell.
And he looks to, we'll say, Inshu, and he says, "My man, you see that clock over there on the wall?
I give a nod.
It's with the sweep in motion. When it hits the minute mark, you start timing me. We'll see how fast I can guzzle this drink."
All right, I might kind of like raise my hand, like, and then as soon as it strikes, I'm gonna like lower my hand, like go.
All right, he starts guzzling, and he's done within 3 seconds.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah, you know what we saying.
By my time, 3 seconds.
That was exactly 2.9987 seconds.
Or that.
And with that, he lets out kind of a big burp because he just guzzled down a lot of liquid, and judging from
Uh-oh.
the amount of flatulence, it was carbonated.
Oh. I'm going to look to Vex. Is Vex eating?
So at the very, very beginning, when you said, "Hey, let's go get some food," I just want to be like, did you very specifically say go get food?
I said let's go to the mess hall.
Oh, then no,
Let's
I'm
go to the
not
mess hall.
eating.
I said let's go to the mess hall and get food. Never eat food. I never said anything.
All
about
right,
eating
then
food.
I'm not eating the food then.
Are you not going to eat, Vex?
Only if you ask me to.
Oh, right. Vex, do not die and eat.
I just guzzle the fuck out of it, dude. I just.
You should probably drink too. I've heard that is very important for you, for you things of flesh to survive.
I drink.
Speaking of which, I just realized I wouldn't know what a half. Wait, are half elves common?
No, they are very rare.
Cool. At this point, I'm going to kind of remember that I haven't asked. Like, speaking of which, Vex, what exactly is your race?
Well, from my parts, we go by half elves.
Half what? Half elves.
Yeah, you
How
probably
exactly?
wouldn't know much about them. At least here, doesn't look like they're around anymore. Not that I really care.
Interesting. I will need to look up for these elf creatures you speak of. But once I can, anyways. Um, I guess I will do as much idle chit chat as I can do, but which isn't
Okay.
much. Mostly just responding to people, or if anything of interest happens, just basically asking them to explain.
Okay. So some time passes. The meal is concluded. You are taken back to your cells. We'll go ahead and fast forward a little bit. Throughout the day, you go to the courtyard a few more times just to, stretch around and walk. Or stretch and walk around, I should say.
I will, I guess, command Vex to do some exercise so he isn't just standing there.
Okay.
Just during one of them, at least.
What, like push-ups or?
I mean, just walk around, not like actual exercise. Just
Oh, okay.
so you're not standing, just standing there, blankly staring at the sun.
Right.
Just because I'm assuming if I just said if I just said Vex, do something, you'd just go and not do anything because that's kind of very not specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just like Vex, you should walk around a bit, stuff like that.
We should also try to find my coin.
Yes, that is a good idea. I'm going to walk up to a guard during one of the breaks.
Okay. Walk up to one of the guards. I assume you ask if he's seen the coin or if he knows where it is or if he can get it. And
Yeah. Just tell him that my friend really needs this coin because without it, he cannot. It needs to be this specific coin because without it, he can't make decisions, or he has a hard time making decisions, and it is entirely necessary, or else, he may not be able to complete the task required of him.
okay. Basically the same thing happens.
Damn
You
it.
don't get much luck.
Fuck.
Says it's not his place. You have to talk to the warden. Good luck finding time to get an appeal with the warden. That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was worth a shot. I'm gonna go back to Vex and basically tell him, unfortunately, I guess I'll say, well, that did not produce the desired outcome. Unfortunately, they cannot get your coin. At least that one cannot. We will ask another one very soon.
What if we get it? Ourselves.
Explain.
We find out where the coin is at. We break in, and we take the coin. From there, I can do anything.
Okay. I believe that would help you live in this area a lot better than currently. But for as long as we're staying here. I do not believe that is a bad idea at all, though we may need to figure out where exactly this place is.
And you'll have to make the call on that.
All right, I will then ask Hagar where personal possessions are located during the next break.
Okay.
I
Um,
already guess what the answer is, but it's worth a shot.
Alright,
Yep.
guys, here's the plan. Hunger strike.
Oh,
I mean, I'm already there, so
Yeah. We gotta get his coin back. That is our first quest. This is a good quest.
Gotta get coin back.
so the day passes, and eventually you're led back to your cell for the night. And well, for sake of time, we'll say the night passes. You actually stay for a few more days, and you are assigned. Everyone at remediation is assigned jobs. Yours happen to be busting open rocks that contain valuable geodes. And Vex, what's your strength score?
1.
1.
Plus one, so
Plus
Oh,
one?
+1, yeah, 12.
Okay. So you manage as best you can. I mean, you're by no means a construction worker. But, you know what? I'll be nice and say you get +1 to your strength because of that.
I only have a strength of 13.
Like
so
plot, like I go to 13.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey. I don't know if that's important or not.
Um.
Uh,
So we'll say this is the third night. You're led back to your cell, and each night you go through a nightly inspection to make sure you don't have anything, illegal. And this time, two different sets of guards come in, two that you haven't seen before.
oh.
And this time, they come in like they normally do. Actually, before that, they shackle your arms and legs, and then they come in like they normally do.
Damn it.
Only this time, they they actually, you didn't notice this before, but in front of the bars, there's kind of these metallic shutters, if that makes sense,
Okay.
that can be closed.
Okay.
And they close them, and they look to you and they say, or one of them kind of says in a low voice, "We're getting you out of here, see? We're
Can
not
we get a
affiliated."
coin first?
Yeah, you will eventually. But listen, if you want to get out of here, you got to do what we say. See,
Alright.
we're not with the Imperium. With that, he pulled out a small cloth containing a very distinct insignia, and he said, "Let the Kukra resist. Now listen up. We need your numbers, so that way we can access your property."
Oh shit. At this point, I would say it's probably been noticed. My shirt is now just my skin.
Uh-oh.
So according to according to Warforged, anything you wear becomes a part of yourself. Wear it for an hour. So it's going to take an hour for me to take this off.
Okay.
Isn't the number embroidered onto the jumpsuit though?
It is. But the jumpsuit has been absorbed into my skin.
Fair enough.
Michael, roll a history check with advantage.
His number was 2566.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I could say my number as well. It also does say that while you live, your armor can't be removed from your body against your will. So it's just stuck. I have to take it off.
Reverse osmosis.
So the problem is I cannot give you this jumpsuit, but I can give you the number
That's all we need, pal.
2566. Vex, if you give them your number, they may be able to get you your coin. Vex, give them your number.
Where's my book at? Oh. My number is... What is this? 1215.
All right, they jot that down.
2563.
All right. So, still in that low voice, he says, "You'll have to hang here for now. But the raid is happening at 2 a.m. You understand? 2 a.m. With that, he tosses a pocket watch your way. Time is 8:36. So about, what is that, 5.5 hours from now?
Yeah.
Or 6.5? I don't know. I said 2:30, right?
Oh no, you said 2.
2 a.m.
30?
No, 2 a.m.
Wait, is it 2 a.m. or 2:30 a.m.?
2 a.m.
Okay.
Time is 8:36. It'll happen at 2.
Okay.
We'll give you numbers to our boy. And we'll give them your property. And they'll bust you out. Do exactly as they say. And you'll get your freedom. Understand?
Yes.
Good. You didn't see us.
See who?
Exactly.
Hmm?
So with that, he opens the shutters. And he says, "Inspection complete. They don't have anything suspicious." So with that, you hear what you have heard the past few nights. "Lights out!" And the lights go down. So that just...
Hey. That is quite great news, isn't it, Vex? We will be getting your coin very soon.
It's about time.
I am sorry I could not assist you more than I have been able to.
I just don't respond.
Oh, okay.
So as lights out is called, the actual guards attending you on this cell block, they close the shutters and lock them, meaning you can't really see what's going on outside,
Okay.
indicating it is now time to settle down for the night. As another work day is, or what they think would be another work day is approaching.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to
So you
keep my eyes on the watch since I don't necessarily have to sleep. I'm going to keep my eyes on the watch and wake them up about 5 minutes before it's supposed to happen.
Okay. So the time passes, and it's incredibly quiet. The time is now 1:54, almost 1:55.
I'm waiting.
The clock ticks. You are now 10 seconds away from the 1:55 mark.
I'm going to start powering on.
Okay.
Powered on. I'm waiting for it to tick exactly 1:55. Then I will start browsing them up.
Okay. The clock now hits 1:55.
I'm going to go over to Inshu and kind of push him. Go. It is almost time. In a lower voice. It is almost time, Inshu. You need to get up. We have 5 minutes before. Sorry. We have 5 minutes before this thing happens. I will now wake Vex up. I'm gonna go over to Vex. Say, Vex, wake up.
Is it time?
5 minutes till, but we want to be prepared. Are you ready? Both of you?
I give a nod.
I guess I'm more ready than I'll ever be.
It is time to get your coin back. I'm going to hold out the watch, try and put it into a way that everyone that can see it in the dark can see it.
Okay. So you're getting ready.
Mhm.
And since you're in your cell, your wrists and legs are not shackled, but you still have those strange collars on.
Mm-hmm.
Time ticks. 1 minute, 2, 3, 4. Exactly 3 ticks after the clock strikes 2. The extreme silence outside is suddenly broken. You hear the roaring of what sounds like several engines, followed by very loud rumbling explosions. Not long after that, you hear sirens and alarm. And on the intercom outside, you can very faintly hear someone yell, "Prison raid! Prison raid!" And eventually, the noise gets more and more chaotic. It starts approaching your building until eventually there's all kinds of chaos sounded outside of your cell block. You're not entirely sure what's going on. You can just hear all kinds of mayhem. Yeah, it's a prison raid. A lot of stuff going on. You hear more explosions, more screaming, and the sound of metal clanging against metal, until eventually you hear right outside your door the metal shutters start to get forcefully struck, as if someone's trying to break the lock outside. Eventually, the lock does give, and the shutters are ripped open, and you see two figures clad in full body armor, with helmets that have visors that you can't really see through. The visor takes up most of the face, but you can't really see what's underneath them, if that makes sense. And one of them looks to you all and says, or actually he opens it and he tosses in several boxes and he says, "Hurry, gear up, we don't have much time."
I guess it's gonna tell Vex to grab his stuff. So Vex, grab your box and get your coin out so you can make decisions.
I rush over and grab everything.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab it.
Wait, so this has everything. This is like our original equipment?
You can open it up and find out.
Alright, I'm gonna open up the box. What's in the box?
Time to find out.
What's in the box?
So you look to the boxes and they have the numbers that match your jumpsuits, indicating that this is indeed your property. And the first guy, or the first warrior, that spoke earlier, he says, "Hurry, gear up. We'll hold the door for you. Make it quick."
I should probably not put on my armor then, as that would take an hour. I'm going to just throw my armor behind. I'm not taking it with me.
Okay. And with that, as you do that, you hear they close the shutters again just to keep you guys safe, and you hear the same voice say, "Alec, to your..."
You hear a few metal clangs until you just hear, "Got him!"
I have all my stuff there.
All right. So we'll say, as the sirens are blaring outside and the metal is clanging and the people are screaming, you eventually don all your... And Vex, at the very bottom of the box, you see what you've been looking for.
Vex has a coin.
Do I have the coin?
You have the coin.
Alright. I just kind of like rub my thumb. I pick it up and rub my thumb across like the indentation. Oh, now that is much better. And then I flip it. You know, guys, maybe I don't want to break out of this prison. No, who the hell am I kidding? Let's get the hell out of here. Let's kick some ass.
I was about to say, I believe they would take your coin if you did that.
All right.
So as you do that, you see.
Question. Can I use my pistol to take this fucking necklace off?
I was just about to get to that. The shutter kind of cracks open, and you see the one that spoke to you first. He says, "Here, get him off, quick!" Tosses in a key.
I'm going to grab it, take my necklace off, and then hand it to whoever's closest. which is
I'll
probably
take mine off and then hand it to Vec.
Wait, oh, it's the key to take off, like the...
Yeah.
Alright, yeah.
$.
I'll take mine off as well.
Okay.
I'm going to attempt to summon my mage hand as soon as I take it off and make it invisible.
Okay.
See if that works now.
As these heavy, uncomfortable collars fall to the ground, your necks start to feel incredibly light and quite stiff after wearing them for a few days. However, the magic energy that they were evidently repressing is slowly returning to you.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So at this point, the shutters come completely open. The cell door also comes open, and the first guy says, "I'm Ross. This is Alec. You do exactly as we say, and we'll get you out of here."
Lead the way.
Alright, so with that, oddly enough, your cell block has been pretty cleared out. However, there's still a lot of chaos going on outside. And, however, you reach the area where you would normally exit. Of course, the stairs are retracted, though. So with that, the first Ross, he looks to Alec and says, "Alec, go get the stairs."
Got it.
So you see as Alec, he jumps over the balcony, and when he does, his hands and legs kind of touch the wall, and oddly enough, he doesn't like fall or slide down, but rather it almost seems like he's climbing down.
Oh.
I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay, you do that.
Is that a 1 minute cast time?
I think it's an action, right?
I think it's an
No,
action.
I'm gonna
It's an action, I'm
it
pretty
really?
sure.
I'm going
Yeah.
to check just in case. So it's a minute that I'm gonna be. Yeah, casting time 1 action.
Alright, I'm gonna do the same thing then.
Ooh, I had a 17.
You all cast your mage armor, and you have all your gear, your original weapons. Alec climbs down the stairs, turns the key, pulls the lever, which causes the stairs to extend, and you now have a free route outside.
Just start walking down the
You
stairs.
can book it.
Alright, so y'all are booking it. You can see all around you is just utter chaos. Prisoners following this so-called resistance, making their way towards the exit. And guards getting, pummeled.
Okay.
And and as you can imagine, there's flames everywhere. It's a pretty hectic prison raid, So eventually you take a right. You're absolutely just booking it. You make your way past the registration area. You start to get to where that first intersection is, and all of a sudden, okay, you see as 3 Kukrer guards, they all descend down towards you, blocking your path. And one of them says, "No one leaves!"
No, I think I do.
Do any of these guards look like the first 2 guards that brought us in?
No.
Damn it. That's good. I don't want those guards to die. They were actually kind of cool.
Round 1. Let the battle begin. This one, or number 1, is going to fly up. Let's say 25 feet. And he is going to fire an arrow at Chris. It's at least a 13. What's your AC?
16.
That's a 20 to hit.
Okay.
You're going to take 10 piercing damage as this arrow kind of pierces your side. And he's gonna knock another arrow and shoot at I have to reroll that. I'm sorry, Chris.
And before Chris goes down.
Oh boy, that hits. That's another.
Oh my gosh.
That's another 11 piercing.
I'm down.
Gosh.
You're downed?
Dude, we're only level 3.
We're level
Oh, that's
3.
fair.
That went down, I think, almost everyone here. My guy.
I'd be left on 5 health after
I'd
that.
on 4.
I'm sorry. So, yeah, Chris, these 2 arrows just kind of pierce your side, and they're a little more than you can handle. You fall to one knee, and then you're kind of just sitting up. You're not unconscious, but you're not really fit to fight at the moment.
Fun.
Okay, now it is number 2's turn. He's actually going to fire at one of the people helping you.
I was about to say, we're all 3 gonna take arrows, and then we're all down, and then there. All right, guys, campaign over.
Who's that? That is Ross. That is just enough to hit. That'll be 10 piercing to Ross. Despite the fact that he is quite decently armored, it does manage to hit its mark. It kind of pierces his midsection. You kind of hear him go, "Ah!" He takes 10 piercing. I'm gonna fire again at him. Oh boy, that hits as well. That fell off.
Doing great, guys.
Oh no.
This is when Coulson starts rolling good.
That's it. Yeah, I know, right? That's another 11. To Ross. Sorry, buddy.
21 damage.
All right.
And lastly, the
Right.
third,
Number 3.
number 3, third guard. Instead of staying away, he's going to assume that his comrades are going to support him from afar, and he's going to take the front line. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he's going to use his short sword to swing twice at Alec. That probably definitely
Yeah,
hits.
that hits.
I'm just going to go ahead and roll for both. That one misses.
Yeah.
6. He's going to deal about 6 piercing damage. Should it be slashing damage?
No, it's piercing.
Piercing damage to Alec. So as you see this guard kind of run up, he swings with his first. He swings with a. He takes the sword out and he kind of juts it forward towards Alec, and you just see it go right through his armor, kind of getting him in the shoulder. And then as the guard juts out, he takes his sword again and tries to go for another one. Hits at a very bad angle upon the shoulder and just goes ding and doesn't do any harmful damage.
All right. That'll end the guard's turn. Chris, roll me a death saving throw.
10.
Oh, okay. 10? It's a fail.
It is.
Have a cleric.
Ross! Alright, so you see as Ross, he turns to the kukr that just attacked his ally. He says, "Oh no, you don't!" And you see as he extends his wrist, and out from his wrist, you see as this chain spear just flies towards the kukr. Oh dear. Oh, actually that does hit. It hits, it kind of pierces the kukr's midsection. It is going to deal 9 piercing damage. That's number 3, right?
Yes, this is number 3.
Alright, have it make a dexterity saving throw.
In that one.
Okay. You know what? Since he critically failed, so you see as Ross tosses this chain spear, and as it pierces the Kukrer, he grabs it with both hands and just yanks it towards him. And as the Kukrer involuntarily just comes flying over here, you see as Ross draws his scimitar and just slashes into him. Since he critically failed, I'm going to say this is a critical hit. And he's going to deal another 18. That was a critical. Ross has one more attack. That definitely hits. Yeah. There's another 9. So yeah, at this point, this Kukrer guard is very hurt. Yeah, he's feeling pretty bad as this warrior just throws a chain spear at him, yanks him forward, and just slashes at him twice. But that will end Ross's turn. It is now Jacob.
Alright. So, seeing as almost instantaneously as these people show up, Dex gets down, I am going to, I'm assuming this would use my action, to pick him up and put him on my back. In order to give him, and this
Action
is
or
up to
interaction?
discretion, of course.
I'll let that be an interaction.
Does it give him 3/4 the full cover?
Um,
That, considering height difference.
we'll say it gives him 3/4 cover.
Cool. So that's an interaction, and kind of
Yep.
like, I'm gonna move. Assuming my speed is half, though, right?
We'll say it's cut down by 10 feet.
Oh, okay. So I'm going. Move to about right there, just to get within range.
Okay.
So that means you can just turn around and heal if need be. Say, Vex is down, Inshu. He requires healing. And I'm going to pull up my right hand, take aim, and fire Jim's magic missile at all three, aimed at the one person that shot Vex.
Okay.
That's a natural 20.
Ooh.
That's a 13. That's a 16.
Everyone but the 13 hits.
Okay, so that is 74 damage.
Owie.
Yep. Crits for this cast 5d4.
Yep.
So 2 hits. 4, 5.
They said like 74 as in the number 74. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, dude, didn't you know that this is actually a mystic spell?
What did you just say?
Wow. I got a natural 1, a natural 1, a natural 1, a natural 1, and a natural 4. That's 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. You roll 2 more.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
That's
11.
8 so far.
13 force damage.
13. 13 total.
13 total.
Okay.
Rolled actually 5. Rolled actually 4 natural 1.
So, oh, go ahead.
Oh no. And if I know you can ready an action, but can you ready a bonus action?
I don't think so.
Damn it. I'm gonna take my bonus action to dodge. You with cutting action.
Okay. So you fire off your magic missiles, and some of them miss. However, some of them do manage to pepper him quite a bit. It damaged him a little bit, but he's more annoyed than hurt at this time. But it definitely did do some damage.
That is my turn.
Okay. Michael.
Chris is about to catch the cure wounds.
Do it.
Oh, that's pretty good. 15 health.
Okay.
15.
Yes.
Number
Does
15.
that bring me up? Like,
Yeah.
You're currently getting a piggyback from the robot.
And then, you got 2. Actually, no. No, what I know what I'm going to do. Damn it.
Never mind, I attack Chris instead of healing him.
dude, I'm undead. You're supposed to poison me.
Alright, yeah, that's it. Wilson.
All right. So you heal him, Michael.
Yep, that's it.
All right. Alec. It is now Alec's turn.
So, Alec, realizing that after he's received a blow and then realized that his target has been quickly subdued, he is going to look at the 2 supports in the back line, and he's going to take out his right arm, and he's going to shoot a chain spear right at 2. 15.
That hits.
Alright, and he needs to make a...
Dex saving throw.
Yep.
Oh,
Ooh,
he succeeds.
Alright, well, he still takes H damage. As the spear just hits the guard right in probably the lower midsection for 9 piercing damage. However, as soon as the spear makes a connection, the guard realizes what's going to happen after seeing what happened to his comrade and quickly pulls it out. Realizing this, he's going to shoot another chain spear at 2. I want to try to teach this man a lesson. Another 15.
That hits.
Another saving throw.
Okay. Oh yeah, that succeeds.
Okay.
Well, at least you rolled max damage.
And this time, this spear does connect way better. Hits him straight in the midsection, dealing a 15 piercing damage, but it still fails to actually stay onto its target as it just falls back onto the ground.
Okay. With that, it is now the top of the initiative order, which means it is round 2. Alright, so we'll say number 2 is still on the ground, however number 1 is still up in the air. He's going to fire a shot at Ross. Yeah, that doesn't hit. So, he fires a shot, but their armor is quite tough, so you can see as it hits its mark, but instead of actually piercing, it just bounces off. So this time, he'll pick a different target. He will actually aim at Aerodras. I don't think that hits. Let me check. Does a 14 hit?
No, that misses.
Alright, so exact same thing. It hits you, but it doesn't pierce you at all. It just kind of bounces off, and you see as the arrow shatters. It'll end number 1's turn. Number 2. Not wanting to get chain speared again, he'll fly up 25 feet into the air, and he'll actually fire at Alec.
Oh, the white man.
Yep, that hits Alec, and that's going to deal 6.
Number 3, realizing that he has just been dragged into a really bad situation, he's going to desperately, almost in a sort of panic, try to flail at Ross with his short sword.
We're trying to before he gets advantage on attack.
Okay, and he doesn't have a bad attack. He's going to try. He's going to try desperately, just flailing at it, trying to slash at Ross again. This time, definitely. Both. So you just see this man as he quickly just like you just see all four of his eyes just kind of go wide-eyed as he realizes that he's just kind of been impaled and pulled. He tries to fall at the first thing of his short sword, and it hit Rouse's armor, but it doesn't penetrate or anything. And then you see the sword come back another time, and it just goes right over his head, not connecting at all.
Okay, Chris.
I'm still being like quote unquote carried, correct?
You're on my back, but you are not grappled, I don't think.
Alright. I'm gonna get on my feet.
I will let you down if you would like.
Where am I? I'm right here.
We'll say you're pretty much in Jacob's space, so that'll be 5 feet of movement.
Alright. I'm just gonna say, get back! I'm actually gonna move like, can I move this way? This is possible,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
I'll move like right here. They're both up in the air, right? 1 and 2?
Yes.
Alright. I am going to cast... First off, I'm going to use Tides of Chaos to gain an advantage.
Yeah!
Okay.
And
Sorry, I got high.
secondly, I'm going to cast Chaos Bolt at a 2nd level spell slot.
All right.
So let me roll. I have advantage on this.
Someone is dead.
About this turn, next turn.
That is a what's my modifier? 6. 24 to hit.
Yeah.
What is
So
it?
you attack
2d8
number
plus
1.
I'll attack number 1. Wait, do you need me to roll the D? Oh, I already cast Tides of Chaos. Are you calling it on this one?
We'll let it slide this time.
Okay. Here's the damage. That is 18 damage.
Okay.
They are not the same. One is thunder damage and one is force damage. Vex gets out of the way from the other people, knowing that he's gonna use Tides of Chaos, and flips his coin up in the air, and then a bolt flies out of the coin and just flies at number 1.
Yeah, he's after it collides into him, he's definitely feeling it
Alright.
after that.
And then now I'm gonna use a bonus action to cast Shadow Blade.
Okay.
So I flip it one more time, and all of a sudden this shadowy blade just pops into my hand.
All right.
That's a cast as well. So are we rolling table?
Roll me a D100.
Does Jacob want us to roll on the table?
Yeah! Fucking love wild. Are you doing variant wild magic or normal?
65.
65?
Yes.
Okay, you succeeded. I rolled a 52.
I like the variant
What does
table
that
'cause
mean?
There's a lot more stuff that can happen, but I don't have the link to it.
What does the
So I think
success mean?
I think he's doing a challenge to see if it happens or not. D100.
There are no undesired side effects at this time.
Alright.
I feel you, Chris. I
It,
work wild magic.
it's as if after getting that collar off, you're like so ready to just cast some magic, and it you're just so fueled that since you haven't done it in a while, you're pretty amped up, and there aren't really any negative consequences because of it.
Alright.
However, that might change in the future. You never know. All right, does that end your turn, sir?
I
Yes.
It's now Ross's turn. He's gonna try and finish off this guy. I'm pretty sure that hits. Alright, so you kind of see as he rears up his scimitar and he strikes the Kukr down from his right collarbone all the way across diagonally to across his abdomen, and it's enough. He topples over. He's dead. Now he's going to move 20. He's going to fire up at this guy. But it will be at disadvantage. Crap. Despite the disadvantage, that hits. I'll make it full control number 2 for now, so have him make a dex saving throw. 13. That succeeds. Yeah. But it will hurt. Woo, that hurt. So again, he fires his chain spear. It pierces, hits its mark. However, not deep enough to grapple. But it did do a lot of damage. And that was both his attacks, so that'll end his turn. Meaning it is now Aerodras.
So I'm going to use 20, 25, 30 bonus action as a dash, like right here. See, this guy's on the ground still, yeah?
No, they're both in the air.
Oh wait, they moved in the air? I must have missed that. Damn. Alright, never mind.
Unless I said they came back down, which I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Instead, I'm going to hold my action to cast Mage Hand when number 1 attempts to pull back his bow. I'm going to try and grab the string.
Okay. Alright.
Or, actually, I guess I'll use the dodge action. Yeah, I guess I'll use my cutting action to use dodge as well. Might as well.
Okay. Alright, Inshu.
So kind of, why am I black now?
Because you're a black
Fair.
Dragonborn.
Fair enough. Alright. So kind of, so 1 is the one that Chris hit with his Chaos Bolt, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So kind of seeing that 1 had gotten hit and that the one right in front of me has fallen, the gemstone on my earring starts to kind of glow with this kind of soft radiant light. I kind of take my hand up to the earring, seemingly kind of pulling a small sphere of light from it, holding it in my hand, aiming it up, looking up at point 1, kind of throwing it up in that direction. I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt.
Alright.
That's a nat 20.
Okay. Yeah, boy.
That's 35 damage.
How do you want to do this?
Well, it's radiant damage, so I'm gonna say that it would probably end up just burning him. Holy Radiance. And kind of right where he's impacted, just kind of like Helm's symbol of a left-handed gauntlet with an eye on the back of the palm, just kind of burned into his body.
Alright. His burning corpse falls to the ground. Alec.
Alec. He's going to move up a little bit more. Alec is. He's going to realize that 2 is the only one still left. He's going to fire 2 chain spears. Okay. So both of those hit. One of them was nat 20. This boy I control.
It's gonna kill him.
You just want to say he dies.
It's gonna kill him.
Okay. Let's just skip all these rolls and just say he dies, because this is going to do a lot of damage. So what you guys just see is this Kruker's days of not getting enough holes in him is clearly about to be over. As you just see this chain spear just go deep into him. And then you just see Alec just yank his arm down, pulling the Kruker to the ground with a forceful slam. And as the Kruker starts to try to get back up, Alec approaches him, and it takes his sword, but reverses it and slams right into the Kruker's collarbone with the hilt, which goes right through, killing him.
Wow. And that took, how many rounds was that? 2?
2 rounds.
All that happened in 12 seconds. Alright, so you're very near.
We didn't die.
You're very near the exit. You can see ahead as this tower has been toppled over and it's currently burning. The exit is just over here. If you want to run for it, it's now or never.
Go.
Flip a coin.
I will pick you up.
I whiffed. I whiffed again. Are you kidding me? Tails. Yeah. Let's get out of here.
Alright.
I'm dashing.
Okay.
I'm running.
I'm dashing too, and I have like my my sword, my shadow blade, like to my side, running, like torso down, you know, like a ninja. The sword
Running,
just
Jano.
behind me.
Alright, so the chaos is continuing behind you, but somehow you managed to escape, and you are currently booking it outside of the remediation. It's still nighttime. We'll say you've been traveling for about close to 6 hours, and eventually you come across more or less a plateau, and it is now around 8 a.m. and it's at this point where Ross says, "I think that's far enough for now. Let's rest here."
Are you sure they're not going to get us from here?
Unlikely. The attack is still probably going on.
They did ambush us quite far away. Possibly be some of their troops near here, ready to ambush people. Should there not be?
I wouldn't doubt that they have enough on their hands that they had to call back some units to do remediation to help quell it.
All right. How are you doing, Vex?
A little queasy, but I'll be okay. I guess it's thanks to you two that I'm still alive, and that I have my coin. You have my gratitude.
Oh, no. It seems to be quite precious to you. It's hard to lose things you're precious with. Not worry. We all have. I haven't, but we all have.
This is pretty much the one thing that keeps me going. I don't normally like to be all emotional and stuff like that, but this is the one stipulation.
And that coin must mean quite a lot to you.
Oh, it does. It represents something very powerful.
Quite intriguing. What about you, Inshu? Are you all right?
Yes, I'm doing all right. I'm just glad we're out of there.
All right. Well then, if that is all, if we are to take a rest, then I'm going to power down for a bit. I can hear and see you, so just let me know if you need me.
Well, I won't be going to sleep. I'll be keeping my eyes peeled as well.
Power down.
I'm gonna rest.
Oh, man.
All right, so we'll say you rest for about a couple hours. This will be the equivalent of a short rest.
Sorry.
So you can burn some hit dice if you want to,
I took no damage.
or if you need to. So you're on the shady part of the plateau, and both of the warriors are standing guard on each corner. You can see as they're kind of leaning up against the wall.
What are the races?
You actually have
Anything
not
unique?
found out yet. They have not taken off their helmets.
Oh, okay. Not too worried about it then. I am out of magic. This is very sad.
You can't regain spell slots on a short rest, correct?
Certain classes, like warlocks can, but no.
Oh. So, what's the news? I say to the two guards or resistance members or whatever.
So you see as Alec begins to turn around and he's about to say something, but then he kind of gets cut off. You hear a very keen, piercing noise, and he kind of grabs his side in pain.
We'll be fine, they said. This is far enough, they said.
Wow. Okay, well, he succeeds that. But he's still gonna take damage. Oh boy. Alright, so he's gonna take 11 piercing plus 1 poison. So anyway, you see as he turns around and he's about to speak, however, his side gets pierced. And out of nowhere, you see as this long stinger-like appendage that matches the texture of the plateau pierces into his side. And you see as this creature reveals itself. And up above, you hear kind of a buzzing noise. Kind of like the flapping of a wasp's wings. You look up to see 5 very strange looking creatures First glance, they appear to be humanoid. However, there's something off about them. Where their shoulder blades are some long, slender, wasp-like wings. Protruding from their back is a scorpion-like tail. And one of their arms forms a very large, pincer-like appendage. Vehicle 52, this is Ross. We've evacuated some remediation prisoners, but we're going to be in need of transport. Yep. Yes, they were drones. 6 of them. Alec's been injected with the serum. We're going to need some antidote. 90 minutes? Understood. They'll be here in 90 minutes. Best be on the lookout.
I appear to have been made a few holes. Someone have the mending spell. I require maintenance. Just hurt. Need help. I only have 4 health.
So Inshu, you run over and you begin to work your magic on Alec. It's a little more difficult than what you were expecting, but whatever was afflicting him seems to be alleviated to a certain. So you have removed the affliction. Congratulations. And with that, Ross says, "Oh, that's pretty handy."
He is informed. Yeah.
By the way, if you didn't know, those were drones. Swarm drones.
Well, they hurt. Yes, they am very hurt. They have 4 health, by the way, Mike. Just metagaming there for a second.
Them circuit boards are showing.
Yeah. About to catch these cure wounds. Please. Please heal me. I am almost dead.
About to catch these cure wounds, so we'll say Inshu comes over here and tends to you.
That's not me. Or that's me.
What?
Oh, sorry.
Looks like I'm sorry, Michael. You healed Vex instead.
Don't worry, I'll just lick my wounds.
Heal.
I don't know why, but whenever you just said to lick your runes, it just reminded me when Flynn just got freaking just attacked by like 6 dogs.
Yeah.
Bork, bork, bork. Thank you very much, Inshu. I am still in pain. Why was I designed to feel pain?
We'll say the 90 minutes passes. You see as another BTT rolls over the hill.
Ah, fuck.
And it is Vehicle 52, the one that Ross called for. And we'll fast forward a little bit. We'll say it takes about, for simplicity's sake, we'll say it takes about 6 hours to get to where you're going. You step out. You reach a camp known as Fort Isk. And you kind of get out, kind of get your bearings. And as you do, you see another BTT arrive. and out steps a rather unique-looking group. First, you see what appears to be a hobgoblin. Judging from his appearance, he is that of a samurai. The next is a specimen known as a Vryn, a snake-like humanoid. Then a Kinku, and a Yonti pureblood. And last but not least, you see a rather noble-looking individual. He's a rare sight on Erulas. He's what's known as a bugbear, a large goblinoid creature covered in fur. He is clad in fine armor, with a long brown trench coat, made of a hard substance. His hair is braided into a fine bun, and a sword is clasped to his side. Suddenly, the marks that the head speaker told you would have begin to illuminate. This individual seems to notice as he pulls out a small tree. Then he looks to you. He turns around. You can't really hear what he's saying, but he bids his companions a hasty farewell, and he begins to make his way towards you. This individual comes to you, and as he approaches, "Greetings, my friends. It is well that I found you here. Now, come quickly. We must be underway."